All right, good afternoon. All right, we'll call to order the Committee on Development and Planning for February 12th, 2025. Let the record reflect that all committee members are here. Let's see, we have the minutes of January 22nd, 2025.
I would move, the meeting minutes is presented.
Okay, we have a proper motion in place. Any further discussion? None. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? All right, motion passes. Okay, we are to the agenda item number 4, public comment on agenda items. If there's anybody here from the public that would like to speak, and I believe we do have some on. No one online yet?
Sorry if I may, one of the applicants is having trouble with the link, so I'm trying to send him it again real quick, if that's okay.
If we can come back to that. All right, so then we are to resolution. I think we need a motion on table that one.
Yep, I would move to untable
Okay, we have,
resolution regarding Christina Campbell.
okay, resolution B, we have a proper motion in place. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion passes. Okay, now with that, did anybody speak on behalf of Christina Campbell here?
We had the dialogue last time, and so if there's any questions.
Can I get your name for the record?
Kalia Washington.
Okay.
Okay, so, okay, well, she did not, I'm assuming she did not pull her.
No, so she is still on for the appointment.
Okay, because I heard otherwise, and I just wanted to see if it was on record. So she is still in favor of this point. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Okay, then. All right, we have heard her testimony. We gave her questions and she answered them. So is there any further discussion?
I would just say at this point, with us waiting on any appointment, that perhaps we should table this until the database is completed.
That's something you requested from the administration?
Yes, and I believe Monday night, the administration said they were working on something, so we should have it in short time.
I don't see a problem with tabling it. Any further?
I think particularly because of the conversation that was had in this committee regarding this appointment. And I think we all agreed that Ms. Campbell probably does fantastic work on behalf of Spiro and seemed like an incredible person, but there was some concern. The fact that at least Councilman Goss felt that he knew folks had applied for this many times over the past few years. And the other piece is that there were some folks that were a little concerned about her living outside of the city. And so I asked, and it's actually part of the minutes, that we work with the administration to find out whether or not there were any other applicants for this particular position on this particular board. And since we don't have that, it's hard to have an informed conversation. So did you just move the table?
Yes, and
So there was a motion.
but I would add that I do believe we have a list of that specific board of the people
Of
that,
applicants.
correct. I believe there were 8 or 10 people that have applied for that board, which I will send to you.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, and we do have a motion on the table. But regarding that, when she first originally came, the resolution was for Saginaw, and now it's Michigan Avenue. So that's,
Yep.
okay. So anyways, we do have a proper motion in place.
And the resolution has been
Changed.
amended, changed.
Okay, so any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? All right, motion passes. So that is tabled. We will move down to Resolution C, Act C 2024 Vacation Home Drain Easement, Lansing School District, 2000 Luton Place. Mr. Fedewa, how you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
And Dan is here also. We'll speak on this one.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you both being here. Feel free to tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, and the applicant who, I guess he's still having trouble with the link, he clicked out directly from our website. So I'm not sure if that's something you might want to update or make sure that verify that it's working, just as an aside. But he might not be able to join us for public comment.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyway, this is a request by Spalding DeDecker on behalf of the Lansing School District, who owns the property. They're requesting the vacation of the Horn Drain easement running diagonally from the northwest portion of the 2000 Luton Place to facilitate additional use of the elementary school site. I believe page 20 on your packet has a pretty good diagram. There was a 6-foot drain, or 6-inch drain constructed in 1940, and then a 27-inch drain in 1948. Both are in that drain easement. According to Public Service, and Dan can speak more on this than I can, there hasn't been any maintenance done on either drain since the 1960s because its operations were mostly taken over by sewer work in Mount Hope Avenue and the Horn, Westchester, or excuse me, the neighborhoods to the north, the Westchester, Cambridge area. The easement extends 25 feet in either direction. So that would be the area that's vacated. Public Service did have some conditions for the vacation. They wanted confirmation that the manhole exists on the west property line. That's in the drawing. There was some back and forth if that actually does exist or doesn't.
It has been confirmed.
It has been
by Small
confirmed.
Decker that it's out there.
Correct. So that that manhole does exist, and we would want access to that if a need ever arises, and they're agreeable to that as well as the school. And then there would be abandonment and flowable fill of the pipe from the manhole to the street. And then the school would also accept any groundwater conditions after the abandonment, so it'd be their responsibility. Staff was in support. Planning Commission didn't have any objections, and Public Service didn't have any objections either.
No.
Just one point of clarity. I know that in here, it says Spalding Decker has explored the site and has stated they have not found a manhole, but then later down in their staff recommendations, it does say that they did find the manhole.
Earlier, they hadn't found it yet.
Okay.
Eventually, they called me and said they had found it.
And that's partly my fault too, because updating what's in Laserfiche is very difficult sometimes. So this was my original staff report, and it just was confirmed last week that they found it.
And everybody on the planning commission was unanimous.
Correct.
Do we have any questions from committee?
I guess I'm confused. So the infrastructure is going to remain in place. The manhole, I mean, I guess I don't understand why.
Well, that's,
What am I missing?
well, back in the 50s, they extended the horn drain, improved it. The county did back before we annexed it in, so that it could provide drainage to the neighborhood north of Luton. And that was when the 27-inch storm sewer was constructed. Late 60s, we reconstructed Mount Hope Avenue, and we picked up the drainage there and ran it down Mount Hope. So pipe that runs on the corner of the school property was basically abandoned. And on our practices back then, we probably just put bulkheads on it and left a whole pipe. And a 27-inch pipe can suck a lot of soil. That's why we want them to fill it.
Right.
But it doesn't serve any purpose for the city anymore. It does pick up ground drainage, as most of these small county drains do. And so we tend to keep them on because they provide some sort of service. But we need to make certain we have access to it. And sometimes it's easier to go across a mowed school property than it is to try and cut through someone's backyard.
Okay. Makes a lot more sense.
Okay. Any further discussion on this property? This act?
I don't have any concerns. I would move the resolution.
Okay, and that will go to council on February 24th for final passage?
Yes.
Okay. We have a proper motion in place. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion passes. All right, thank you guys for that one. And we will move down to Resolution D, Act 7, 2024, permanent utility easement at 1801 North Washington Avenue for Consumers Energy.
This is, the proposal from Consumers Energy to create a 12-foot easement around the southwest, west, and north property lines of Reasoner Park. That's just by the intersection of North Grand River Avenue and North Washington Avenue for the purpose of installing natural gas distribution lines that will serve the neighborhood. There was a section of North Capitol Avenue right in the middle of the park that was vacated in 1966. And there's an existing consumers line that they're going to be replacing for better capacity. No existing infrastructure will be removed from the neighborhood or relocated to the park. This is just for new distribution lines. The consumers estimates a 100-year lifespan of the new line. And then they told me that their estimated timeline is July to December of this year. And they don't expect to close any streets. They've been working with the Parks Department to make sure that this is okay. Brett gives his consent. They didn't have any concerns, and they have no plan to ever install any park amenities in this border area where this would be going. That was also part of the easement agreement. Yeah, we proposed, or we recommended approval as proposed, and the Planning Commission also voted unanimously to support improvement.
Any questions or comments from the committee?
No, just that it's not just like park amenities, it's even trees. So we can't even plant trees in that area. What do we get paid for these?
I believe this one was $1. I didn't have any role in that agreement.
No, I was just curious. Okay. I don't have any.
Councilman Cost?
So as I'm looking at the aerial map, are the trees that are within this area going to be removed?
I don't have that information. I'd have to ask consumers and parks.
Could you have that answer to us by the 24th?
Yeah.
The way the materials read, I would assume it is.
It's a heck of a deal. Who, if those trees have to be removed, does the city pay for that or just consumers?
I also don't have that answer. So I'd have to-
If
Those
you
are
could.
both good questions.
It says, I mean, it says in the resolution that they are, I know they're at least responsible for site restoration, but I would assume site preparation as well, right? I don't know.
That's my guess, but I don't want to answer.
Yeah, no, I understand, but we can speculate. I look at,
I do have a question here, because it says there's a 10-inch city storm sewer there. This, was it a 12-inch line that's going in there, replacing that 6-inch? Is that gonna have any effect to that sanitary, or storm sewer line in there?
It should not.
Okay.
I looked at that.
Yeah, just want to make sure, that they don't end up undermining and collapse or whatnot in there. But I obviously, I didn't see any issues from Parks but that seems like if they're going to be putting a 6-inch to a 12-inch and there's already a 10-inch storm line there, hopefully they're cognizant of that.
Sherry, can you just work to get us an answer to that question before we actually vote on this for in front of council?
Yeah, both questions.
Both questions?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
With that understanding, I move the resolution.
Okay, we got a proper motion in place. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion passes. Not seeing any further business on the agenda. We are adjourned at 3:42.
Full justice.
Full justice. Do you have Hulu?
Your what?
Do you have Hulu?
I do.